Right now, my beloved child, your spirit is receiving a message of trembling. Archangel Michael has instructed you. Right now, my beloved child, your spirit is receiving a message of trembling. Archangel Michael has instructed you to immediately access a message. The atmosphere around you changed when you clicked on this video. Something fiercely divine, ancient, and protective approached closer. Because the information we're currently studying is more than just a whisper. It came directly from the heavenly warrior. Archangel Michael has instructed you to open this immediately. As these words reverberate in your mind, a veil begins to unravel. For what reason? Because a deceiver, whose intentions never matched their smile, has recently left your life. You may not be aware of it right now. You may continue to be intrigued by the reasons why certain people withdrew. What was the cause of the sudden discomfort I felt when speaking with others? What causes a person who appeared to be warm in the past to feel cold and strange now? You believed that you were responsible for these changes. You believed that fate was closing doors. Nonetheless, Archangel Michael is honest. The response was not negative. This was divine protection. A spiritual assassin has been draining your energy and jeopardizing your peace of mind. This deceiver attempted to derail your progress by using a subtle darkness and manipulative energy. Finally, heaven announced that it had had enough. Archangel, my child Michael does not simply appear on the scene. When he does, he moves firmly. He terminates the connection at a specific point because it has the potential to sabotage something sacred within you. Your future, spirit, and a clear purpose. This is why he claims that the name will harm you. However, you must open it immediately, as the contents may cause emotional distress. However, it will free your heart. You have a sense of it, right? The weight which appears unexpectedly. The unusual sensation of exhaustion after a series of conversations. When you notice that someone is smiling at you with their lips, but not their heart. The alarm that has been blaring in the background is your gut instinct. Archangel Michael has turned up the volume of that alarm on a daily basis. The tension was not in your mind. There was nothing dramatic about your statement. You were advised to be cautious. However, there was more to the fabrication than you first suspected. The person who was recently removed from your path in heaven had two distinct appearances. One was meant for the entire world, the other for you. They were awed by your light and wished to possess it as well. They admired you, but they also wanted to defeat you. They were concerned about your welfare. However, they were genuinely motivated to keep their advantage over you. Archangel Michael observed everything. He was aware of all covert strategies. He was aware of all the negative remarks they made about you behind your back. He noticed that their presence caused your energy to decrease rather than increase. He noticed the decrease in your morale that occurred during your time with them. Despite the fact that your heart was trying to build trust. Please be cautious, my child. You did not lose someone. Heaven was removing a poison. The deceiver had been identified and destroyed. He accomplished it without resorting to arguments, fights, or your own diligence, but only through divine intervention. They left as part of an internal transformation. They were quietly informed that their time in your life had come to an end. An invisible force disrupted their alignment with you. Because you are entering a time when only those who are honest, pure, and connected to fate can stand by your side. Archangel Michael is currently standing behind you with his sword raised. His role is to supervise the path ahead. He is closing the door on any darkness that has attempted to approach you. He also advised you to read this message since the revelation is about to begin. However, be cautious. The person was taken by the heavens. However, you must release your emotional attachment to their memory. It is critical that you let go of your preconceived notions about them. Give up on the idea that they will one day be the person you want. The wound will remain open as long as you believe it is closed. If you allow Archangel Michael to complete this chapter, your spirit will ascend with unparalleled force. The disappointment you tried to ignore, the sense of betrayal, and the offensive name. These actions demonstrated your spiritual sensitivity rather than being indicators of vulnerability. You're not deaf. You were aware of the proper course of action. Heaven rewards your discernment by obstructing your path with each disguised enemy. Just for a moment, take a deep breath. Inhale the air around you. Feel the gentle pressure on your shoulders and the warmth that surrounds your back. You are not experiencing this revelation on your own. That is Archangel Michael himself with you. It's barely audible. Don't be concerned about the truth. The truth liberates you. The item that was removed was not intended to be included in your plans. And his words have such an impact on you that you feel braver than you have in months. A clear concept that you thought you'd lost. You possessed power that you were unaware of. It is no longer the one who lies. Your path is now clear. Your morale is improving. Additionally, this is just the beginning. You are now ready to make a powerful statement as you internalize this truth. Enter "I am available" in the comment section below. This is not just a comment. Your soul agrees with the intentions of heaven. You have chosen to acknowledge the divine removal that has just occurred and to move beyond the shadow of deception. As you write it, the weight of that antiquated connection should be lifted off your shoulders. Please remain with me, because the information that Archangel Michael is about to share will show you how to protect your newly acquired autonomy. Hello, my dear. Archangel Michael's energy will remain in its embrace. Furthermore, it is critical that your spirit accepts it. The significance of this message is not purely coincidental. It appears to have been planned by the divine. The removal of the deceiver from your life is only the beginning of a significant transformation that is coming, because you are at a crossroads in your life. Archangel Michael conveys his message with extreme seriousness. When he arrives, he penetrates the obscurity of uncertainty and disorder, bringing clarity where there was previously darkness. It is critical that you understand that every second you spend opening this message represents a missed opportunity. And the angelic realm has ensured that you will receive it correctly when you are prepared. When contemplating the removal of this deceiver, an additional layer of insight emerges. Archangel Michael encourages you to take a critical look at your relationships, surroundings, and personal decisions. That is accurate. Your life has been viewed through a divine lens. You may have missed subtle traps due to your focus on other matters. Record instances in which your spirit communicated with you but you ignored it, conversations that don't make sense, or events that don't feel right. These were all signs that the moment of liberation was approaching. It is critical that you maintain your focus as you travel the path illuminated by Archangel Michael's sword. Currently, God is the guide for all forward movement. The name that may continue to cause you pain is not a reflection of your inadequacy, but of your intelligence. They carried out clearly defined actions. To put it bluntly, you had not yet realized the extent of the fabrication. In the present moment, clarity is emerging, revealing hidden realities that must be exposed, much like a wave crashing against the shore. The distressing emotions you are experiencing are a natural result of the letting go process. Consider this a spiritual cleanse. Archangel Michael wants you to have a profound experience, but he warns you not to let it take over your life. Feelings should be evoked, acknowledged, and then released. The angelic realm instructs that telling the truth is not a sign of weakness. So, it gives you authority. You are preparing for the coming season, in which every interaction will nourish your soul rather than endanger it. Simultaneously, this is an urgent reminder to evaluate. In addition to removing negative energy from your surroundings, Archangel Michael is honing your spiritual awareness. You will notice subtle differences in people's behavior, speech, and energy signatures. Even if someone appears trustworthy at first glance, intuition will now serve as a beacon, guiding you towards alignment or away from hidden harm. I am confident you are now more aware. The Deceiver taught you a spiritual lesson, and the knowledge you gained will protect you in the future. You may also feel an unexpected sense of vulnerability as these facts become apparent. Individual absences frequently result in a sense of emptiness and unfamiliarity. Nonetheless, Archangel Michael guarantees that this void is a sacred place. It is a location where genuine connections, divine blessings, and new beginnings will emerge. Absence is not represented by an empty space. It is currently being prepared. Your spirit is expanding, allowing you to receive gifts that are far more valuable than the ones you previously received. Heaven is arranging the best circumstances for you to begin this new chapter of your life. Therefore, take advantage of this opportunity to cultivate patience. Archangel Michael emphasizes the importance of timing. Many of us try to speed up the healing process, force a conclusion, or take responsibility for the narrative. However, the timing of divine events is different. The shock, pain, and release you are currently experiencing are all part of a bigger picture that you may not fully understand. Be confident that every moment has been meticulously planned. Your spiritual maturity and faith are meant to grow with every thought, emotion, and pause. Your discernment has been improved. As a result, you will be notified as soon as the next opportunity arises. Remember to be grateful as you navigate this season of clarity. Recognizing the lessons learned in difficult relationships is a testament to divine orchestration at work, even if it may seem counterintuitive when the past is painful. Archangel Michael wants you to mentally thank the Deceiver for assisting in the development of your spiritual discernment and revealing traits that are no longer in your best interests. Gratitude establishes a connection with the angelic realm, which aids in the healing process and attracts positive people into your life. Before the subsequent revelation, Archangel Michael wishes to emphasize a critical point. This message is part of an ongoing event. This sense of liberation you're experiencing is only the beginning. There are still secrets to reveal, truths to accept, and blessings to claim. Maintain this awareness to the best of your ability, as the following events will help you understand it. You may have a strong sense of impending doom, as if a significant event is approaching. Yes, it is. Your spirit is preparing for miracles that will necessitate faith and courage as it connects to a higher frequency. Archangel Michael wishes to warn you in a gentle manner. Avoid allowing uncertainties to impede your progress. The Deceiver tainted your judgment, but the clouds are now dispersing. It is critical to recognize that any feelings of fear, regret, or anger are simply the last remnants of an influence that has passed. Maintain clarity when communicating with your spirit. You are at liberty. It is secure for you. Furthermore, your future will not be influenced by deception. Let this be your mantra as you transition into the new energy that is forming all around you. Finally, As the energy around your soul begins to fade, keep this in mind. Please keep your cool, because the information that follows will blow your mind. You are about to gain knowledge that will change your perspective on who should remain in your life and who should be removed. Have faith in the events that are occurring. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing that Archangel Michael is by your side, assisting you at all times. Your path to profound spiritual awakening has been cleared, and your journey is becoming more clear. My dear child, the time has come for Archangel Michael's message to deeply affect your heart. The sense of urgency you felt was not an accident. Heaven is preparing a divine intervention, which requires your immediate attention. It is no longer the one who lies. However, it is critical that you understand the full extent of this liberation. This is more than just a shift in your emotions or behaviors. It is a spiritual awakening and cosmic realignment that allows you to enter through previously closed doors. The voice of Archangel Michael reverberates through your soul like thunder, urging you to seize the opportunity for liberation. Pain may still be felt when hearing the name. That is logical, because it is the echo of a bond that was never meant to last. The relief is eternal, whereas the pain is temporary. Archangel Michael informs you that the sting is a necessary cleansing that will finally cut the cords that were connecting your energy to someone who could not help you on your divine journey. It is critical to remember that what appears to be a loss is in fact a miracle. You are currently exploring a sanctuary that can only be built by the divine. This safeguard is imperceptible. There is a clear path ahead of you, and angelic wisdom will guide your every step. The present moment is the best time to fully utilize the power of discernment. Archangel Michael is instructing you to pause and reflect on every interaction, influence, and relationship that is taking place around you. Even the most familiar places contain subtle traces of lies, some of which may appear harmless. Your spirit has grown more resilient. Your intuition is more in tune with the light, stronger and more effective. Do not let this discernment cause you harm. If something does not seem to be in order, trust your instincts. If you are uncomfortable in the presence of someone, you should leave. The deceiver who was removed from your life serves as a stark reminder of what you will no longer tolerate. Do not be concerned if you feel a sense of emptiness after the event. The deceiver's departure has created a sacred void, which will be used for good. Archangel Michael wishes for you to see it as a pristine canvas, ready to receive blessings that align with your highest good. Your life is about to improve thanks to new connections, opportunities, and divine revelations. The universe is preparing to assist you with the help of Archangel Michael. It is now critical to prepare, and being patient will help to accelerate the positive developments that are on the horizon. It is critical to understand that recovery is not a respite. It is a necessary step in the process of receiving everything God has promised you. As you become more aware, you will feel more empowered. Your resolve is strengthened by the presence of Archangel Michael. He isn't just eliminating negative energies. He is giving you the strength and clarity you need to persevere. This message is a reminder that no one has the authority to dim your light or change your course without your permission. Your soul's alignment with truth is sacred, and you are now being given the resources to confidently pursue it. Every decision you make, every boundary you set, and every truth you face strengthens the shield that surrounds your life. You may now start to notice minor synchronies. Individuals who are meant to relieve your distress will manifest themselves. Opportunities that were hidden will be revealed. The universe will provide signs to confirm the transformation you are experiencing. These indicators should be interpreted as signs of divine alignment. What happened after the Deceiver was a test, Archangel Michael explained. Heaven is showing you a glimpse of the abundant life that awaits you once the lies are removed and your spiritual alignment is restored. At this point, resist the urge to retaliate or think about the betrayal. The decisiveness of Archangel Michael's assistance is its most significant strength. The spiritual order has already rectified the situation, so there is no need for resistance. The ability to progress and peace of mind are genuine indicators of success. The divine act of fairness is the elimination of the deceiver. Release everything that is holding you back and fully embrace the new energy. Consider freedom to be a sacred gift given in gratitude. Gratitude enhances the enjoyment of upcoming positive events. Children, pay close attention to your hearts. You're experiencing a surge of energy. Archangel Michael is directing you to embrace both empowerment and protection. There are additional constraints around you. You have a stronger gut instinct. Your connection to God is more obvious than ever. Angelic energy amplifies every thought, prayer, and moment of contemplation, ensuring that your life is in sync with the purity of your destiny. Although the name of the Deceiver may cause some discomfort, the freedom and clarity that follows are immeasurable. You can now assert your spiritual authority. Speak words that are meaningful to your life. Declare that you are unconstrained. Declare that lying will not slow your progress toward your goals. Archangel Michael is present, amplifying your words, sealing your promises, and creating a space for only truth and divine purpose to thrive. You are entering a period in which your discernment ensures the safety of you and those you care about, and your clarity spreads. The assistance of Archangel Michael has ensured that darkness will not dominate your life because you are a beacon of truth. If this helps you connect with your spirit, type 1 will reveal the mystery in the comments. The blessing code 777 was recently made available to the public. My beloved, you are now witnessing divine intervention in action as the Deceiver has been removed from your life. Please keep in mind that each seed you plant in this quest will grow into a torch that shines light into another's darkness. Your activities contribute to a heavenly mission to save lost souls. Heaven progresses through the words of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this method. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. The verse, "Give and it will be given to you," does not only apply to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd want to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of trust. Approach this situation with a feeling of purpose, honesty, and hope. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and witness what rewards God delivers into your life. You, my beloved child, are currently experiencing a new level of revelation that requires your complete focus and fortitude. The removal of the Deceiver from your life is only the beginning of a divinely ordained transformation. Heaven is clearing the path of not only negative people, but also subtle energies that have hampered your spiritual and emotional growth. A spiritual pruning process was put in place to prepare you for a more enlightened, resilient, and destiny-aligned life. It included every obstacle, misalignment, and covert betrayal. Pay close attention right now if you have the sensation that the past is attempting to resurface. The final echoes of a chapter that is no longer relevant to you can be heard. Archangel Michael wishes for you to understand that the pain you have experienced was intentional. Being injured is not a form of punishment. In other words, It is a symbol that promotes liberation. You will be completely in control once you have acknowledged the deception, accepted the release, and reaffirmed your spiritual authority. The angels are not only present to observe, but they are also helping to guide, protect, and accelerate your progress as you enter a new stage of your life. It is possible that you will start to notice subtle changes in the environment. Occasionally, previously closed doors may begin to open. Conversations that were previously unimportant will now carry significant weight. You will also develop a stronger intuition, which will help you identify energies that are detrimental to your health. Archangel Michael is honing your spiritual perception to ensure that you can consistently tell the difference between truth and falsehood. This isn't an error. The divine is currently preparing. Every decision, interaction, and decision you make today is influenced by an intelligent being with greater power than yourself. This entity is solely concerned with your well-being. As you travel down this newly cleared path, you may come across temptation, old habits, recognizable patterns, or memories associated with the deceiver. These are challenges intended to test the strength of your faith. Archangel Michael's message is unambiguous. Avoid becoming fixated on the past. Every time you think about the losses you've incurred, you focus your energy on the upcoming blessings. Shift your focus to alignment, clarity, and gratitude. Be aware that the space from which you depart is sacred and was meant to be there. It will remain full as long as you fill it with experiences, relationships, and opportunities that align with your divine purpose and spirit. Don't underestimate the significance of these minor changes. Eliminating a single deceiver frequently results in a series of spiritual awakenings that reveal hidden patterns in one's life that need to be changed. So, even if they do not intend to deceive you, you may become aware of people who are no longer on your path. This is a natural step in your spiritual development. These changes will not be arbitrary with the help of Archangel Michael. They will be meticulously planned to aid your spiritual growth. With each realignment, your connection to your higher self grows stronger, preparing you to live the life you were always meant to. You may also feel more acutely aware of your emotions. Feelings that were previously difficult to understand or appeared to contradict one another will now be more obvious. This gift from Archangel Michael is meant to help you make the best decisions for yourself, stay within your boundaries, and trust your instincts. Your heart will no longer be consumed with fear or uncertainty. Rather, it will resonate with certainty derived from God's guidance. Every decision you make from here forward will be based on spiritual truth. This ensures that your path remains free of deception and misalignment. Archangel Michael desires that you understand the importance of forgiveness in this process. Forgiving someone who has deceived you does not mean you condone their actions. It entails releasing the emotions that their actions used to elicit in you. Forgiving someone is a spiritual practice that allows your energy to flow freely, unhindered by attachment or anger. The decision to forgive does not take away one's strength. You give your spirit strength. When you consciously forgive the deceiver, you create a powerful alignment that brings divine favor, clarity, and protection into your life. As your spiritual awareness grows, you may feel a renewed sense of purpose in life. This experience has taught me valuable lessons that were not accidental. These are divine directives. You reached this level of clarity by facing every challenge, betrayal, and moment of uncertainty. Archangel Michael wishes to inform you that your life is sacred and that all of your actions are spiritually significant. Your actions, words, and decisions will have an impact not only on your life, but also on the lives of those around you. The clarity provided by this experience serves as a beacon for those seeking to discover the truth while remaining safe. Currently, my child, you must understand that you must be patient in this matter. The deceiver has been defeated. However, it will take time for the full blessings, clarity, and protection to become apparent. As your spiritual awakening progresses, each stage strengthens the previous one, laying a solid foundation. Be confident in the divine orchestration's precision and perfection. Do not speed up the process. Each conscious and deliberate action strengthens your connection to your higher purpose. Faith, discernment, and patience are required to navigate this holy season. Archangel Michael wishes that you maintain this awareness, feel his presence, rely on his guidance, and confidently move forward into the freedom and clarity that have been reserved for you. Every revelation, change, and blessing are part of a divine plan for your life that God has ordained. The deceiver's removal served as both a safety precaution and an invitation to accept a higher level of spiritual authority. You are currently in a stage of life that requires clarity, protection, and alignment. They're the norm. My beloved child, as the message from Archangel Michael continues to resonate in your spirit, a deeper truth is emerging. One that demonstrates why this divine intervention must occur now rather than later. The spiritual atmosphere is rapidly changing as a result of the people and energies in your area. Heaven will not allow any person or entity to derail your destiny. The removal of the deceiver is not an isolated event. It is the factor that fundamentally alters your spiritual experience. You are entering a period in which divine precision governs all aspects of your life. And the Archangel Michael has assumed responsibility for the path forward. Take a moment to let these words sink in. Clarity is falling like a gentle rain. The agony you felt before is subsiding. Furthermore, your memory is shifting to accommodate revelation rather than regret. You may have wondered why the deceiver's influence persisted for so long. However, Archangel Michael wishes to inform you of an important matter. Every delay, manipulation, and mishap served as a rehearsal. If this individual had been removed before the lesson had a chance to sink in, you would not have been aware of the dangers that lie ahead in patterns like this. It was critical that you were aware of the proper course of action. Avoid injury. Heaven quickly propels you forward once you have it. As your spiritual awareness grows, you may begin to perceive previously invisible energies. Your soul has been aware for a much longer period of time than your mind. Moments that were not considered significant at the time now appear to be clear warnings. You ignored the feeling of unease, the uncertainty that you ignored. The pain was vague and difficult to identify. Your spirit was trying to tell you that there were lies present. The deceiver worked in the shadows. The tension, contradiction, and imbalance in your soul were palpable. Archangel Michael has revealed the truth, and the past signs have formed an unmistakable pattern. Finally, you can see through the eyes of God. Initially, this level of clarity may be overwhelming. In addition to forcing you to confront the fabricated information fed to you, it prompts you to consider the possibility of suppressing your own intuition. Archangel Michael is not providing you with this information to humiliate you. He is informing you about this to strengthen your resolve. He is teaching you to regain confidence in your own abilities and to trust the divine instincts that are built into your being. The deceiver suppressed your inner authority, which has now resurfaced with greater force. Trust your instincts. They are derived from God's wisdom. You should believe in every thought that enters your mind. Archangel Michael wants to draw your attention to a critical issue. However, it is not overt as we progress further into this season of clarity. Loneliness may attempt to conceal itself as a yearning for the past. There may be times when you feel unusual sensations in the absence of the deceiver. This is distinct from their absence. No, you are not interested in the individual. You are acclimating to the tranquil environment that was previously characterized by their boisterous energy. This silence is devoid of any voids. It is a source of oxygen for the spirit. The space that was previously occupied by chaos is now filled with the breath of heaven. Please refrain from completing it in a rush. Spend a moment in this silence to promote healing. Gain knowledge from it. Allow it to fortify your internal fortitude. The manner in which items are being repaired is aesthetically pleasing. What was previously vulnerable in you is now becoming more robust. Your self-assurance, which was previously undermined, is now regaining its vigor. You are altering your self-esteem. In the past, you were content with less, but you now recognize your worth. In the past, you tolerated disrespect. However, you now find it effortless to establish boundaries. Archangel Michael is uplifting your spirit to assist you in discontinuing the acceptance of counterfeit connections. As the seasons shift, your soul will only perceive what is genuine, authentic, within bounds, and meaningful. Anything less will inevitably displace you or be seized by divine force. It is important to remember the strength of this transition. The spiritual realm is also responding to your transformation. New pathways have been established. Genuinely new individuals are preparing to enter your life. Once missed opportunities will resurface now that the energy that impeded them has been dispelled. Archangel Michael desires that you prepare for the forthcoming events. He desires that you prepare yourself emotionally and spiritually. The deceiver impeded the blessings you received. Getting rid of them opens the floodgates for something that has been postponed, not denied. In contrast, Archangel Michael discusses the concept of duty. The holy duty to maintain the spiritual boundaries that heaven has established is incumbent upon you when you comprehend something with clarity. Despite the fact that the deceiver has been apprehended, it is imperative that you remain vigilant. Be cautious of the recurrence of old patterns in your thoughts, rather than through the influence of others. The emergence of doubt is feasible. Fear may attempt to convince you that you are alone. However, Archangel Michael advises you to remain calm. You're not alone. Your progress and purpose are safeguarded by angelic hosts who are present in every direction. You are not alone in this journey. There is a spiritual army at work. There is a possibility that you may experience a sudden loss of temper, unprompted tears, feelings of relief or warmth in your chest or shoulders. Bucky, these emotions are not a result of chance. They serve as an indicator of spiritual purification. The energetic residue of the deceiver is being eliminated by Archangel Michael. He is unraveling the emotional knot that previously hindered you. He is providing you with a sense of tranquility through a gentleness that is exclusive to divine hands. Every time you let go of an emotion, it means that your spirit is recalibrating to a higher frequency and getting ready for fresh starts that need a clean heart. My child, you will experience a transformation within yourself. Feel the new strength growing. Before the deceiver left, you were a different person. You are more spiritually strong, more awake, and more in tune with yourself. Archangel Michael has done more than just keep you safe. He has given you power. Things that used to scare your spirit will never do that again. As you start a new chapter, you can expect clarity, truth, and divine protection. The road ahead is full of hope, and each step you take has a purpose. As you keep receiving this revelation, Archangel Michael is reminding me how important it is for you to stay committed to this spiritual journey. There's more to this channel's subscribe button than just a digital link. There is a prophetic alignment in this act. You are telling heaven, I am putting myself in a position to receive continuous divine guidance when you subscribe. To make sure you never miss a message from the angelic realm, click the subscribe button now. And if you haven't already, tap the notification bell. We've reached a key. Subscribing to this channel is strongly encouraged because the message that follows is more than just a video. It is a heavenly intervention. And if you feel a strange warmth in your chest or tingling on your skin while watching it, it is not a figment of your imagination. That is, it is the voice of the heavens. That is, it is the voice of the heavens. Michael tried to contact you last night, Archangel. He called out your name 3 times, and God heard them. Do you understand the significance of an archangel's plea for just 2 seconds of your attention, my dear soul? This means they are about to reveal information that they have not previously exposed. This warning is not just urgent, but it is also your ultimate defense, according to Archangel Michael, your spiritual defender. Today, Archangel Michael has instructed you to open this. These are not just statements. The divine order was sealed by the flame of the universe. There's an emergency. Today, the person who has been conspiring to harm you has been identified. It's also not a fantasy. Divinely, you are being given information that you were never meant to know. Did you not have any experience with it? You ignored the strange anxiety you felt in the presence of certain people due to a lack of evidence. Your essence is full of whispers. Today, the murmur has turned into a rumbling. Archangel Michael etched the name on a papyrus, which has been opened specifically for your viewing. Kindly avoid skipping. Please do not go, since they will prevail if you ignore this step. Heaven has been keeping an eye on this person for months, chronicling their behaviors and remarks without your knowledge. It will be distressing to think that you previously believed in them. A person who smiled at you while planting seeds of mischief behind you. They were planning plans for an even more horrible tragedy tonight. Nevertheless, it was stopped by God. Indeed, there was a heavenly intervention between the unfavorable plan and your peaceful life. Archangel Michael stood in the center, sword drawn, and yelled, "Not this child, not right now, not today." Do not underestimate this, my love. If you dismiss this message, you may never know the whole truth. According to Archangel Michael, the window of opportunity to reveal them is extremely limited, and this message will vanish from the heir's perspective in minutes. As a result, I encourage you with all my heart to be vulnerable. This is the only way to secure your safety. Heaven has been keeping an eye out for adversaries who are hiding in plain sight, and you were completely oblivious of their presence. Release whatever emotions you may be experiencing at this moment. It indicates that your psyche is finally accepting what it has understood for a long time. You weren't insane. You did not dwell on your thoughts for too long. You were picked. The truth is now ready to meet you in person. Archangel Michael stated that if this child does not open the trap right now, it will still work. This letter was delivered to you today for a specific reason, not tomorrow or next week, because there is an important event scheduled for tonight. If you neglect this warning, you may mistakenly enter the area that the signs were designed to warn you of. In the future, the angels will be unable to provide you the same level of warning. Michael, the Archangel, is trembling with anxiousness. Even ghosts shake as time passes. Now, before we proceed with this discovery, I'd like you to share your thoughts. Please put Amen in the comments section below to indicate that you are ready to receive the revelations from above. In addition to leaving a comment, you are inviting the divine to intervene in your life. Please stay with me, as the name concealed within your essence is going to be disclosed. This one is meant for you. Please pay close attention, as I was told to communicate this information just as Archangel Michael stated it. An individual who intends to hurt you. I recorded their name in golden light after hearing it 3 times in paradise. I am convinced that when I say it, this youngster will feel it at their core. This is the only way they will understand the problem. That is how people will recall. But dearest, there is more. Archangel, there is a reason for this. Do not just observe it. Michael recommends, travel through it. Because this message is about more than just publicity. It will keep you safe. A celestial shroud is ready to drop on your existence. However, you are compelled to stay. Paying attention is essential. Heaven closes the window the moment you click off. As a result, it is critical that you let your true self shine through. Please pause to catch your breath. Do you have an abrupt sensation of heat on your skin? That's it. Divine confirmation. You are in the proper place at the right moment. This message is not an error. This event is not a mere coincidence. The person who is attempting to harm you has been identified. Furthermore, the situation is worse than expected. Consider the next part to be your sign. Please complete the subscription procedure if you have not already done so. Archangel Michael stated that people who properly understand this message will not be passive. Their paths will coincide with the divine. By subscribing, you notify heaven that you have been heard. I am currently focused on listening. It is possible to halt an event prior to its start. A toxic link that appeared to be affection while draining your spirit, a spiritual trap, and a betrayal. You've seen the heir's visage before, but it's never been this striking. Archangel Michael murmured, "They are becoming increasingly desperate. I beg God to enable me to send this before it is too late. Beloved, you are greatly beloved. You're oblivious of how far heaven has gone to protect your safety. This message serves as evidence. You're not alone. You're not alone." Archangel Michael claims that events occurring in the background are unseen to this newborn. However, I have noticed each one. Every call, whisper, and fake smile are the outcome of a nefarious plan. This is why I battled so hard to get this word through the curtain. They are calling your name again tonight, but this time with poison rather than love, and your soul is aware of both the truth and the experience. It is not terror that leads you to feel a sudden squeeze in your chest or a surge of heat while listening. This is the essence of remembrance. Their spirit is conscious of the efforts they made. Currently, heaven is verifying it. Dear Spirit, you were never afraid. You were getting spiritual notifications. You simply lacked evidence before. It's not as far as you may think. According to Archangel Michael, that person has been absent from your life for quite some time. They understand what contributes to your pleasure and what makes you vulnerable. They were chosen by the darkness to damage you because of their proximity, allowing them to approach you without being noticed. However, it is no longer the case. Archangel, God recently changed the access. Michael is drawing attention to the book of exposure by placing his pointer on the page. He cries, "I am only informing you of this because it is time for you to rise." The truth is revealed as his finger touches the name. The enchantment ends immediately when you accept this message. Discovering those who oppose you is not the only goal. It is also about reawakening a part of yourself that will no longer accept bogus affection. A person who is protected, armored, and unstoppable, as well as a youngster who rises up and walks with truth and clarity. Tonight, that aspect of yourself is rising. According to Archangel Michael, I have been unable to sleep for the last 3 nights. I stayed in the area of your window. A soft voice whispered your name as you were dreaming. I murmured to you, "Beloved, please refrain from skipping this again, because you didn't pay attention the last time you suspected anything was wrong. You gave them another opportunity. You silence your internal discourse. Paradise will not allow you to remain unaware at this moment. This message isn't just a collection of facts. It appears to be a mirror. Examine it. At this moment, who comes to mind? However, who did you continue to forgive despite their failure to change their behavior? Who continuously exacerbates the situation prior to a great outcome? That is the one, says Archangel Michael. That's the moniker. God did not want to hurt you by exposing this information, but He cares too much about you to abandon you without safety. It is okay if you are trembling. The energy transition is that, but that is no longer true. God reversed the axis. Archangel Michael increases the level of exposure. In addition, he is gesturing. Touching the name makes his fingers hurt. He shouts, "I am informing you of this solely because it is your turn to rise." Reality can no longer be hidden. The enchantment ends immediately when you accept this message. Discovering those who oppose you is not the only goal. It is also about reawakening a part of yourself that will no longer accept bogus affection. A person who is unstoppable, protected, and armored, who stands tall and moves with integrity and clarity. And my darling, that version of you will resurface tonight. According to Archangel Michael, I have been unable to sleep for the last 3 nights. I stayed in the area of your window. A soft voice whispered your name as you were dreaming. I murmured to you, "Beloved, please refrain from skipping this again." Because you failed to pay attention the previous time, you suspected something was wrong. You gave them another opportunity. You silence your internal discourse. Nonetheless, heaven will not allow you to stay in the dark today. This message isn't just a collection of facts. It appears to be a mirror. Examine it. At this moment, who comes to mind? However, who did you continue to forgive despite their failure to change their behavior? Who continuously exacerbates the situation prior to a great outcome? That is the one, says Archangel Michael. That's the moniker. God did not mean to bring you damage by notifying you of this. However, He is too attached to you to abandon you without protection. It is okay if you are trembling. Archangel Michael is currently releasing the Judgment Scroll, which represents the changing of energy. This divine document removes cycles, false individuals, curses, and clears the road. However, the majority of people neglect this feature. The adversary does not necessarily carry a sword. They may approach with a grin, comforting words, or a hand clasped around yours, quietly disapproving of your light. Before I go any further, I'd like you to complete a little assignment with spiritual importance. Press the like symbol immediately. The core action, which is more than merely a button, communicates to heaven that you agree with this fact. When you appreciate this film, you will get God's blessings. You are informing God, "Lord, I understand this. I am ready to receive your blessings." Begin the shift immediately. God is weary of seeing your suffering as a result. You are not simply going to witness this. This was devised in the court of heaven. This message was developed at the time they chose to deceive you and has now arrived, according to Archangel Michael. Therefore, exercise cautiously. Between 2:10 a.m., your environment will change between now and 3:45 a.m. It's possible that you will awaken unexpectedly. It is probable that you will hear your name summoned in your dreams. This is not a fantasy. Archangel Michael is on his way to make sure you're okay. Heaven is accountable for reorienting the psyche. The person who intends to damage you will seek to do it again. However, a miracle has occurred. They are bound for failure. This word is delivered to you with heavenly force and requires your entire acceptance. A person who keeps track of your finances, residence, soul, and sleep quality. Tell them that they are not alone tonight, says Archangel Michael. I'll remain at the entryway. My flame will be located in the center of their home. Nothing will be allowed to pass through. If you've ever felt like giving up, this is your salvation. However, if you have ever felt afflicted, blocked, or assaulted in a spiritual sense, you must make a choice. If you dismiss this message, you may never have access to the full truth again. Please keep in mind that each seed you plant in this quest will grow into a torch that shines light into another's darkness. Heaven progresses through the words of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this method. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. The verse, "Give, and it will be given to you," does not only apply to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd like to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of trust. Approach this situation with a feeling of purpose, honesty, and hope. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened via the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and witness what rewards God delivers into your life. If even one piece of this message pleases your spirit, you know it's genuine. The name is being revealed to you not to hurt you, but to cure you. Truth facilitates freedom. Clarity fosters fortitude. Today, God declares that the tempest is over. I urge you to issue a statement as soon as you feel the truth permeate into your being. Instead of making a casual comment, write, "I receive this protection as a covenant with heaven," in the remark space below. By writing those words, you are alerting all spiritual forces that you are no longer their target. You are a newborn immersed in holy flame. You will go through a change when you write it from the bottom of your heart. My child, I knew you were brave enough, says Archangel Michael, if you are still listening. I was aware that you were prepared. This is why I worked so hard to become where I am now. You're not behind schedule. You did not pass up your opportunity. However, this is the final decision. The spirit of this child is awakening at this moment, declares Archangel Michael. The brilliance is palpable for me. After recognizing the truth, their light became visible to everyone in paradise. Also, my lover, when your light is visible in heaven, angels are deployed to fight rather than to observe. 3 angels are sent to you as a sign of protection and reversal if you listen. Everything that was sent against you is being returned to the sender. Currently, it is critical to safeguard the anonymity of this heavenly mandate. If you have not already done so, now is the time to subscribe to this channel. Subscribing not only connects you to a channel, but it also allows you to participate in the prophetic flow that heaven is releasing. You declare, "I am prepared to receive every prophetic word that God has for me." Enroll now to receive God's prophetic counsel in your life. Your name has lately been added to the list of untouchables in heaven, which is governed by divine law in a silent, legal, and spiritual way. Archangel Michael's voice rings out. This child has endured enough. No weapon intended to harm them should ever be permitted to develop. The following portion may move you to tears, as it did for him. Archangel Michael wished to speak with you about this topic. I am aware of how much you have sobbed in secret. I am aware of several situations when you appeared unmoved by your sadness. I am aware of the infraction. I am conscious of how isolated I feel. I'm aware of the disappointment this brings. Everything was noticed by me. I'd like you to be aware of this. Every single emotion. It is my fault that you were not protected before. Nevertheless, they are now. Heaven will react. Child of God, you are oblivious of the extent of the blessing you are currently experiencing as a result of your attentiveness. You did not overlook the task. You were certain. And that is enough to unleash thunder from the heavens. God is glad to see the previously mute infant paying attention. The truth is being revealed. The name that was once shrouded in mystery is now engraved in stars. A heavenly seal from heaven protects you. A wall of vigor. You will never be touched again by someone with bad intent. You have been pleading for help. That concludes the matter. I will provide you more information than just a name, declares Archangel Michael. You will be shown the energy, patterns, emotional hazards, and red flags. They will not capture you again. This is not only a cautionary story. This is a salvation. While you are resting down tonight, express this sentiment sincerely. Archangel Michael, protect me. May you protect me, O God. I am ready to abandon the artificial and embrace the divine. You will feel it after only saying one word. A vibration, a feeling of warmth, or a shift. That is the spiritual energy that is being generated around you. A spectacular occasion is approaching. God declares, I will show you favor because you listened and accepted the truth. Yes, my dear. Miracles happen as a result of obedience. When you stop ignoring the signs, the benefits will come at a faster rate than you expect. Even if the attack was unsuccessful, Archangel Michael declares that the benediction will arrive. These activities are planned to take place during the next 7 days. A strange dream that seems to be a vision. That is not the invention of a story. There is a higher purpose at work. Someone unexpectedly delivers you a message that helps you comprehend. A sudden release from an event that felt like it had been constraining you for years, and a divine rerouting of your destiny since the route you were on was not right for you. The person who was sent to damage you will try to reappear with explanations, stories, and reasons, but they are not there to help you recover. Prepare yourself, child, for another emotional ordeal. They have come to fix the rupture that God produced in the cord. Archangel Michael instructs, do not reassemble what I have removed. Allow them to leave. This message must be given immediately, not at a later date. Show them this video now. When you disseminate this prophetic message, you aren't just sending a video. You're adopting the anointing into your personal life. By delivering the breakthrough, you are affecting another person. It expands. Individuals that require notification that their foes have been discovered should use the share option to send this information to them. This statement does not require punishment. The subject is release. God has no desire to punish anybody. He wants to protect your safety. Archangel, you were never meant to go through so much sorrow. Michael wants you to be aware of this. You are not representative of the majority of people. You are sacred. You have been divinely designated. They were out to ruin you because they could see your magnificence before you arrived. Beloved, the adversary targets what is powerful rather than what is vulnerable. This is why they pursued you. However, paradise is now in place. Heaven says, enough. Inhale deeply. Yes, my dear. Miracles happen as a result of obedience. When you stop fleeing from the signs, you start to accept blessings. This time, they will arrive faster than you expect. According to Archangel Michael, the onslaught was ineffective. Nonetheless, the benediction is near. These activities are planned to take place during the next 7 days. An unusual dream that looks to be a vision and is not made up. There is a higher purpose at work. A telegram from an unexpected source offers clarification. A sudden release from a circumstance that looked to have stymied your progress for an extended period. A divine rerouting of your destiny, as the route you were on was beneath you. Now, child, ready your spirit. The person who was sent to hurt you will try to return with narratives, apologies, and explanations. Nonetheless, they are not there to aid in recovery. They have come to fix the rupture that God produced in the cord. Archangel Michael instructs, do not reassemble what I have removed. Allow them to leave. This statement does not require punishment. The subject is release. God has no desire to punish anybody. He wants to protect your safety. It was never intended for you to go through so much pain. Archangel Michael wants you to be aware of these important topics. You are not representative of the majority of people. You are sacred. You have been divinely designated. That is why they were so resolute in their strategy to damage you. They saw your brilliance before you did. Dear one, the enemy does not pursue vulnerable targets. It attacks authority. This is why they pursued you. However, paradise is now in place. Heaven says, enough. Inhale deeply. You are currently living in a new period, one in which the false has been removed, the truth has emerged, and your future is protected by blazing light swords. Archangel Michael says, I will be present for you in 3 positions: behind, next to, and in front. Nobody else will be able to use your purpose again, and you are free to cry at this time. I'm not expressing sadness. Yes, that is the euphemism for releasing. The soul understood that it was never alone. Your spirit has been transformed into a flame, making the person who tried to harm you less powerful. This light is incapable of causing harm in any darkness. Immediately, child of God, say this in a whisper. Archangel Michael, I acknowledge this reality. This protection is extended to me. I give up the counterfeit. I enter the real world. Declare it. As soon as you say those words, angels start moving, doors open, and peace comes in. Archangel Michael has once again expressed his thoughts. Heaven has acknowledged the truth, and your name is now being added to the book of divine restoration. That book doesn't simply ignore the past. The document has been rewritten. Every pain is turned into a source of strength, and every betrayal into a rebirth. And tonight, your narrative is being updated. You are no longer the person who walks aimlessly, contemplating the identity of people who wish to see you die in secret. That time of your life has ended. This heralds the beginning of the period of absolute heavenly clarity. People will begin to recede from you, not because you are trying to force them, but because your light makes it hard for untruth to be concealed in close proximity. Archangel Michael claims that the person who attempted to harm you will now be visible. Their words are ineffectual. Their strategies will be unsuccessful. They were ignorant that your name was protected by the ink of heaven. You are not just an individual. You are God's investment, and no one can profit from your failure. My child, your adherence to this message resulted in a magical metamorphosis. You may feel lighter after a while. You may begin to notice unusual blessings. This is not a mere coincidence. This was a result of spiritual alignment. Plans are currently being made for a miracle. In 6 days, God promises that a portal will open. Furthermore, this person will receive an item that they thought was irrevocably lost. A chance, a restoration, or a breakthrough so obvious that it will make them cry. That's your indication. This serves as your verification. What is Archangel Michael's message? They attempted to keep you from witnessing your miracle by offering you false friendships, peace, and love. However, we will not allow any more delays. It's now your turn. And darling, the proof will astound you, as the person who smiled at you while making nasty remarks behind you will be caught by divine exposure, not via your laborious efforts. Let them become entangled in their own web, says Archangel Michael. Avoid fight with them. Please refrain from replying to them. Avoid physical altercations. Heaven's judgment will deal with issues that your heart cannot handle. Kayan, a final word of warning. It's possible that the person in question will try to return. I have gone through a change. I'm missing you. I was completely baffled. However, Archangel Michael claims that those people aren't especially sorry. Items like these are known as strategies. Do not allow them to enter. If you let them in, the peace and quiet of your home will be disrupted again. Avoid being unkind. That is not what God is telling you. However, He wishes for you to be intelligent. Maintain the security of your vitality, which is like treasure. Your light shouldn't be visible to everyone. A few people only slightly dimmed it. Now, take close attention because this is sacred. Archangel Michael has received information about your future, and he begged you to allow him to tell you. He noticed you enjoying yourself. He noticed that you were in the company of appropriate people. You held a blessing in your hands that was so dazzling that angels stopped to admire it. He finally saw you unconstrained. Then he remarked, "If this child were aware of the events that I witnessed, they would never cry again over individuals who attempted to harm them. Your future is not only secure but also certain. God is preparing to open a gate of startling marvels. Not regularly. It will not be available until your spirit aligns with divine truth. Currently, your essence is in harmony. For the time being, this concludes the matter. Change in financial situation. Proven, unexpected, and unstoppable. A stimulating conversation that will positively impact your self-perception. A dream in which you see the number 7. A flame with a white plume. That ideal will influence your activities. Remember it. The ultimate miracle is the entire removal of all hidden foes from your path, which requires no action on your side. Archangel Michael declares that this infant is no longer necessary to participate in combat. They are required to stay in the light. It is now their weapon. Additionally, darling, you are currently engaged in that action. As you go through this awakening, remember that your assistance with this endeavor is not a hoax. It's a heavenly omen. By doing so, you become a part of Jesus' plan to rescue spirits that are still in hiding. Each seed evolves into a source of light, combating the existence of darkness. Jesus claims that by giving water to others, you will receive it yourself. This isn't historical. It relates to your future. Approach this situation with a strategy and faith. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. Please pause to catch your breath. Put your hand on your heart and examine its rhythm. That isn't only the pulse of life. That is evidence that God still desires and needs your presence. And heaven is not yet finished with you. Prior to going in this sacred moment, I'd like you to seal this alignment with a message from your consciousness. Enter Amen once more in the comments. Please sign this covenant from your heart. Be confident that heaven is watching, angels are preparing, and your miracle is approaching as you type. You should compose it with optimism at this time. Archangel Michael is with you even while you are not. He is now beaming for the first time in weeks, as the child he was sent to protect has finally gotten the message. He says, "My beloved, I no longer need to plead because you have heard me. Once you have heard me, everything will change." The message was not missed today, and heaven is now genuinely happy. You did not withhold the truth. You deleted the scroll. The name has been mentioned to you. The indications were clear. You're currently standing. Awaken to a sense of purpose. Protect yourself and climb. Ascending allows you to renew your spirit. One should raise the sword of discernment. You're surrounded by favor. Your guardian angels are currently in action, and your destiny is ready and waiting for you, since your rivals have been vanquished. Your rebirth has happened. You are no longer the same person you were before. Archangel Michael will also notify you of this information if no one else has. I feel affection for you. I have consistently pushed for you. I will never engage in such activity. You can now walk in peace because the previously hidden information has been revealed, and the delayed message is now being conveyed. Heaven is currently beaming on you. Feel it. Your miracle has already begun. Archangel Michael remains by your side. Additionally, darling, you are currently engaged in that action. Please pause to catch your breath. Put your hand on your heart and examine its rhythm. That isn't only the pulse of life. That demonstrates that God still desires and needs your presence, and heaven is not finished with you. Archangel Michael is with you even while you are not. He is now beaming for the first time in weeks, as the child he was sent to protect has finally gotten the message. He says, "My beloved, I no longer need to plead because you have listened to me, and as a result, everything will be transformed." Heaven is overjoyed at this point because you did not ignore the message today. You did not withhold the truth. You unlocked the scroll. The name has been mentioned to you. You watch the indicators and are presently ascending. Ascend with conviction. Ascend with caution. Rise with a passion that ignites your soul. Ascend with the instrument of discernment. As your adversaries fall, you will ascend with favor from all angles. Your destiny welcomes you with wide arms, and your guardians have been triggered. This is your time of rebirth. If no one has already notified you of this, Archangel Michael will. You're no longer the same person. I feel affection for you. I never wavered in my pursuit of you. I have no intentions of doing so. Now walk in peace, since what was hidden has been revealed, and what was postponed is being fulfilled. Currently, you are receiving smiles from heaven. Is this something that speaks to you? Your miracle has already begun. Archangel Michael remains at your side. He will not go even after this message stops, for heaven's protection does not end with the video. It adheres to the soul that affirms, and you, lover, have already demonstrated your affirmation by coming thus far. That's not a coincidence. That is extremely uncommon. Archangel Michael approaches and says, I wish to present you with one final favor, one final miracle, and one final gift in appreciation for your loyalty. He pulls a crystal tear from the flame of his sword, not out of grief, but out of prayer. He says, This is my prayer for you. It was built on the innumerable occasions that I invoked your name in front of the throne. I was helpless to stop the continual attacks on you. Every night I watched as they talked about you behind your back, laughed at you, lied, and cursed your name. He wipes his eye and says, But now I can. I am free to pursue my interests without interference. You are currently receiving blessings that you did not seek, God's offspring. Your body may begin to feel sensations of warmth, lightness, and tingling. None of these are negative impacts. These are indications. Your body is eliminating its old vitality. A spiritual cleaning is now underway. Heaven is removing the indelible scar that darkness sought to leave on your psyche. According to Archangel Michael, this newborn shall encounter light again. They will guffaw again, but this time it will be genuine. And here comes one of the most precious parts of the entire heavenly revelation. Tell them this straight from the Father, Archangel Michael urges. As a result, these are not the words of Archangel Michael, but rather the voice of God, speaking directly to your heart. I've never abandoned you, my child. Even when you slipped into the pitfalls I warned you about. Despite the fact that you said their name more forcefully than I did. I remained, despite the fact that you did not believe the indications I sent. When you wept, I cried. When you were too tired to pray, I oversaw your home. I am now in charge of bringing this miracle to your home. No one will ever injure you again, my sweetheart. Child, take a big breath. That warmth is the presence of God. Right now, calm is like a blanket of heaven stretched over your consciousness. As these words are delivered, Archangel Michael kneels by you. He is now speechless because even angels become silent when God talks directly to the kid he loves. They mocked your pain, but God persists. They confiscated your belongings. They rejoiced when you fell. However, be wary, because I will place a table in your presence in front of your rivals, who will witness your elevation. However, they will not be permitted to sit at your table. The document is currently being closed by heaven. However, before it is sealed, Archangel Michael makes a final statement. One sentence you should never forget. Your destiny is currently secure. Nobody is capable of getting it. Certainly there will continue to be barriers. Certainly there will be periods of uncertainty involved. However, you will never again be confronted with them alone. I advise you to formalize your move into this new season in which you will never be alone. If you have not already done so, please click the subscribe symbol. The prophetic promise of God over your life is activated by this basic action. It is a declaration that you are preparing to receive all that paradise has in store for you. Do not allow this opportunity to pass without capturing it. Watch as God launches His work by subscribing today. You are now guided by divine fire, angelic help, and discernment in all facets of your existence. The hurt has been inflicted according to Archangel Michael. The truth is disclosed. The healing process has now begun. Be prepared for breakthroughs that defy understanding, unexpected favor, and unusual calm. These are the indicators that the message has been received, that it has been effective, and that it was genuine. And if your spirit is still trembling, it indicates that you have successfully completed a divine test. The listening exam, the staying test, and not skipping any more tests. You are now designated as a result of your successful completion. Heaven is aware of your identity. Your adversaries have been silenced, and your miracles have been unleashed. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. Don't forget that this message doesn't end with your deeds. Jesus' words, "Give, and heaven will open over you," are not poetry. Every seed you sow grows into oil for your future, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have confidence. And when you do so, you will observe God multiply the possessions you relinquish. I advise you to make one final proclamation as you prepare to navigate this new reality. In the remarks section below, please enter the words, "My enemies have fallen." Allow it to act as your triumphal exclamation. Let it be the evidence that the adversary is afraid and that heaven hears. The act of writing it is not only a form of commentary. You are closing doors and opening blessings. Compose it immediately and accept your individualism. Proceed quickly. Live the existence they intended to deprive you of. Shine the light they attempted to extinguish. Please unlock the gateway that is only accessible from heaven. And when the subsequent assault occurs, it will recall these statements. Heaven is ahead of Archangel Michael, who is observing. Baye, this is your tale at this time. From heavenly exposure to miraculous safety, from covert assaults to a bright future. And your consciousness is already aware that it is accurate. Archangel Michael is currently grinning, my kid. He lovingly states, "This is the moment that your life changed. In the event that no one else informs you of this today, I will. You are deserving. You are being observed. You are safe. Additionally, you are beloved. Rise today, as the ensuing 7 days will bring about a total transformation. Heaven has spoken. Archangel Michael is currently standing at the door of your spirit. His wings are stretched in joy, rather than to shield you. He gazes at you with emotions in his eyes and informs you that you have fulfilled the task. You remained. You have been informed. You are now being identified by light. Beloved, do you grasp the rarity of this moment? Numerous humans overlook heavenly guidance. Such a huge majority of people disregard modest precautions. But not you. Not at this time. This is the reason why heaven paused its operations in order to reach you. This is the reason why time was compressed in order to bring this information to your screen. You were never merely seeing a video. Standing at a spiritual threshold, you crossed it. Archangel Michael states, "I will now call their name aloud before the great cloud of witnesses as this child honored the truth." This signifies that angels, saints, and ancestors are now aware that your metamorphosis has commenced. The guy who intended to do you injury no longer had spiritual access. Their energy is no longer capable of reaching you. Their intentions will prove disastrous. Their fake apologies will be rendered ineffective. Their secrets will be divulged, yet you will stay secured throughout. The protection of God is now permanent. It is probable that you will begin to witness individuals withdrawing from you. Refrain from pursuing them. That is heaven cleansing the air in the area of your existence. Rely on the silence. Emptiness is not the case. It is an area in which fresh growth can occur. The proper personnel are being dispatched. You will recognize them by the peace they emanate, rather than the turmoil. The era of misunderstanding has come to an end, according to Archangel Michael. The era of heavenly clarity has now commenced. And, kid, allow the following statement to seep into your bones. You are not doomed. You were never doomed. You were picked. The discomfort was not a kind of punishment. It was an act of preparedness. Denial was not the reason for such delay. It served as protection. The conclusion was not reached as a result of that breach. It signaled the commencement of the revelation. Beloved, do you grasp the rarity of this moment? Numerous humans overlook heavenly guidance. There are numerous individuals who dismiss the polite cautions, but you are an exception. Not at this time. This is the reason why heaven paused its operations in order to reach you. This is the reason why time was compressed in order to bring this information to your screen. You were never merely seeing a video. Standing at a spiritual threshold, you crossed it. Archangel Michael states, "I will now call their name aloud before the great cloud of witnesses, as this child honored the truth." This suggests that angels, saints, and ancestors are now aware that your metamorphosis has commenced. The guy who intended to do you injury no longer had spiritual access. Their energy is no longer capable of reaching you. Their intentions will prove disastrous. Their fake apologies will be rendered ineffective. Their secrets will be divulged, yet you will stay secured throughout. The protection of God is now permanent. It is probable that you will begin to witness individuals withdrawing from you. Refrain from pursuing them. That is heaven cleansing the air in the area of your existence. Rely on the silence. Emptiness is not the case. It is an area in which fresh growth can occur. The proper personnel are being dispatched. You will recognize them by the peace they emanate, rather than the turmoil. The era of misunderstanding has come to an end, according to Archangel Michael. The era of heavenly clarity has commenced. Additionally, child, let the ensuing statement infiltrate your consciousness. You are not doomed. You were never doomed. You were picked. There was no excuse for the misery. It was in the process of being ready. The delay was not a denial. It was for the sake of protection. The narrative did not conclude with that treachery. It signaled the commencement of the revelation. The authentic you is this version of yourself, the one that senses the truth, the one who perceives God's voice, and the one who discerns false energy. They were anxious about that rendition. That is the variant that modifies generations. Again, Archangel Michael talks cautiously. I am relieved of the need to plead for you, as you will never experience blindness again. You are in the process of awakening. Heaven was pouring oil on your soul every second of this message, mending, anointing, and realigning it. Your aura is now impenetrable. Your house is lit. Your financial condition is being emancipated. Your heart is shielded, and your intuition is sharp. The identity of your enemy was not merely divulged, child of God. It was spiritually detached from your course. If you are currently experiencing that shift in your spirit, demonstrate to heaven that you are prepared for greater experiences. Click the like icon or double tap the screen. This is not just about the channel's support. It includes discharging one's own faith into the atmosphere. Every like is a declaration that God's favor is overflowing in your life. Please allow heaven to watch your faith in action at this moment. This is the reason they will abruptly discontinue speaking with you. This is the reason they will refrain from communicating with you. Your energy is now too shielded to amuse them, not because they have changed. When you comply with the divine, that is the outcome. You are enveloped in a coating of light that is so dense that even darkness is unable to discern you. Now take a moment to reflect. Reflect on each instance when you were on the point of quitting. You continually voiced your wish for God to supply me with a sign. This message was that sign. You inquired. God answered. The reason it has arrived at this time is that God has determined that your delay has expired. You are engaging in a divine movement, not laggy. It is not a possibility. Not in one day. Right now. The child has heard, according to Archangel Michael. The blessing must now be relocated. Proof will be provided in unique manners. A number that is repeated. A name that emerges in a dream. A discourse that finishes an excruciating chapter. A cash windfall that was unanticipated. Years of tension are replaced by a calm tranquility. There is no need for you to take any action. Merely retain your posture in the glow. The remainder has already been addressed by Archangel Michael. And God, he is already 3 steps ahead of any subsequent endeavor. Therefore, take a deep inhalation. Your essence is now liberated. You have a clear route. You are protective of your feelings. Your destiny is safe. From this point forward, if someone inquires about the method in which you turned your life around, simply grin sweetly and answer, "Heaven revealed the truth. And Archangel Michael safeguarded me." Due to the fact that this is precisely what occurred, you were rescued, guarded, increased. And most all, it will be remembered. You are not overlooked. You are not neglected. You are held in a wonderful manner. Finally, you are liberated. You were not assaulted owing to your weakness. Rather, it was due to your genius. You were betrayed not because you were foolish, but because your spirit contained something divine. Something that they were unable to recreate. Therefore, they endeavored to get it eliminated. Archangel Michael, the guardian who has never abandoned you, now watches over you from above, not as a distant figure. Now you are free from the influence of darkness. The individual who intended to bring you damage, who spun stories behind your back, who buried secrets in the shadows, and who smiled while concealing daggers in their aura, is now being exposed, not just via words, but also through the circumstances that surround you. Maintain a cautious watch. Individuals will begin to divulge their identities without your awareness. Conversations will undergo changes. Intentions that are concealed will be revealed. The loudness of your own intuition will increase. That is not a sort of paranoia. That is discernment. And that, my dearest, is your present. According to Archangel Michael, The cost of transgression is clarity. The whole amount has been paid by this youngster, so the reward must now commence. God is no longer merely sheltering you from the attack. He is compensating you for your survivability. Anticipate a spike in intensity that is not explicable through rational explanation. Prepare for divine interactions, connections that generate a sense of familiarity, healing, and antiquity. These individuals will not exhaust your resources. They will restore you. An abrupt closure is anticipated. Peace will be reached within days of a scenario that has lingered for months. Indeed, justice should be anticipated, as the one who intended to damage you was fully aware of their acts. Additionally, it is acknowledged by the celestial realm. However, stop from exhausting yourself by striving to communicate it to anyone. Do not engage in a discussion. Refrain from protecting yourself any longer. That portion has concluded. Because when God intervenes, you recede. Archangel Michael declares, "Let heaven speak now." The divine court should be liable for the burdens that your spirit is unable to bear any longer. A spirit directive has been given by heaven. You will not prosper with any weapon that is devised against you. Not when it refers to spirituality, emotions, or finances. And not even when you are alone. Your name has been added to the protected list. Regardless of their bad perceptions of you, they will not be realized. The roster in question is not documented. Lightness is its attribute. Nothing on earth or in hell can remove your name once it has been written. Are you experiencing that sensation of tingling once more? This means that your spirit is acknowledging the shift. The angels have enveloped your atmosphere, and now heaven demands that you prepare for an unforeseen event. An apology. Yes, it is likely that an individual who has caused you considerable harm, including the individual whose identity was disclosed, will seek to return in the near future. However, not all individuals who give an apology are sincerely regretful. Some are only attempting to preserve the door open in order to deplete you once again. According to Archangel Michael, approach with caution when opening. Pay immediate attention. For the reason that your peace is no longer at jeopardy. Currently, it is necessary to own celestial possessions. You are no longer the individual who begs for affection. The side of you that permitted scorn to occur has vanished. You are no longer the individual who stayed silent in order to alleviate the anguish of others. Right now, you are walking in spiritual fire, favor, light, and truth. Archangel Michael bent his head and stated, "You are now the version of yourself that heaven has always seen." Pronounce this aloud. I am grateful for your authority, God. I am grateful for your protection, Archangel Michael. I give up all animosity and walk entirely in accordance with my destiny. The promise has turned into a covenant. This agreement is impenetrable. The miracle is already sealed in paradise. Please do not worry if you neglect it. Feel fatigued or weak once more. Archangel Michael has already sealed the gate. The person who intended to harm you will now face the stillness of God. That is the most offensive assessment of all. Not a storm, not a punishment, but stillness, a lack of grace, and the closing of doors that were formerly open for them because they carried your name in their spirit. Heaven takes betrayal seriously, especially when it is directed against a selected individual, such as yourself. So, my dear, may your soul be at rest. You've been carrying an inordinate quantity of weight. You have spent an inordinate amount of time attempting to display fortitude. This is the time for you to receive, breathe, and walk anew, not in fear, but with perfect spiritual assurance. Archangel Michael no longer serves as a sentinel. He is now accompanying you through each step, decision, and interaction. And if you ever feel disoriented again, just recall this time. The moment when heaven broke the procedure to contact you personally. The moment Archangel Michael conferred upon you the name. The instant God whispered into your soul, "Child, I never left." Your story is not just being changed. It is now going through a resurrection. And this is just the beginning. Rise today, since the majesty that awaits will make the pain of the past irrelevant. I have one last assignment for you to finish before you leave. Share this message with your network, a buddy, a group, or on your own narrative. By sharing this prophetic message, you begin a new anointing for your personal breakthrough. The same power that revealed your adversary will start to materialize in the lives of others with whom you share it. Do not hide this information. Be the conduit via which this truth is communicated to another person. Share it immediately and see how God increases your mirror. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibrational, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation grants you immediate early access to potent content and heavenly insights that are now unavailable to the broader public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. However, your vigor, presence, and attentiveness are already extremely valued. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.